To balance the natural system, it is necessary to use external forces that become aliens successful in those experiments that simulate a critical situation. In particular, during personal research, aliens can interact with flows of geothermal energy leaving the bowels of the Earth, redirecting them so that there was no risk of eruptions or earthquakes. Having found methods for safe redirection, a group of extraterrestrial researchers goes to the rank of employees of the Earth system with whom she can conclude periodic contracts. Most of the time such a group can be in parallel space or conduct private experiments in those areas of the field that are stable. Continuing the research, the alien group improves its skills. As soon as the order appears in the system, in its direction, corresponding to the specialization of the extraterrestrial group, its representatives move there and make contact with local representatives of the system. If the process requires the participation of another planet's flows in the natural environment, then the spirits of nature become intermediaries between him and the Earth. In the case of a social phenomena, the mediator is an egregor supporting the organization or a group of people whose actions need to be redirected. The contract of aliens with the system can be temporary and consist in a one-time impact on a social or natural event. In the event that the system does not have own levers of influence on a certain process, it concludes a longer contract. Most often, such a process is initially uncharacteristic of the Earth and is largely based on cosmic vibrations. In general, any phenomenon occurring on the surface of the planet carries a part of alien frequencies. Such an admixture of cosmic energies is specially allowed by the system so that people from other civilizations have the opportunity to participate in what is happening, helping it to balance its structure. At those times when the system starts new processes for herself, she needs to change part of her structure. To implement this process, it is necessary to partially remove the phenomena from equilibrium, which allows you to redirect energy flows. Since the inhabitants of Earth have succeeded in creating deviations, they participate in the launch of almost all new processes. A similar format of interaction has been built up gradually over the past few million years. The greater the novelty of a phenomena, the greater the alien influence is required for creating a temporary, controlled imbalance. After some time, a non-standard process is built into the structure of the Earth and gets a permanent position in it. Further, the participation of alien groups is no longer required, the system is provided with natural resources, and alien groups that initiated changes can switch to other projects. For example, aliens can contribute to a sharp change in climate in some part of the world. When the energy flows forming atmospheric currents are stabilized, the groups supporting the shift go into the shadows. The launch of changes in the atmosphere is accompanied by the appearance of portals, which are also regarded by people as UFOs. Some portals can be created by spaceships, or to be resonators, like drone modules used by humans. Unmanned modules can be of artificial origin, be part of the nature of other planets or constellations, or can be energy informational structures that are not embodied in matter. Energy disturbances created in the planet's field by such modules are controlled by an alien civilization associated with them. In some cases, alien creatures themselves are in the Earth field and act from parallel space. They can also cruise around the planet in spaceships that become its moons. In this case, unmanned modules play the role of probes, using which aliens can scan the Earth field and participate in its processes. In addition, many alien groups prefer remote contact. They control unmanned modules from other areas of the galaxy, which are their permanent habitat. The module can be the smallest particle of cosmic dust that came to Earth from another stellar system. To remotely act through such a microscopic resonator, the suppliers of an alien civilization need larger resonators, used as repeaters of their signals. Repeaters become stars in the field of which there is a corresponding civilization, as well as asteroids flying between such a constellation and the Earth. Access to any resonator that allows amplifying the signal, provided by the Galactic Council. As a rule, unmanned modules of material or intangible origin affect not the local level, but the whole zone of the Earth. In the case of natural X processes, such modules can operate within a part of the world, sea territory or a large island. In a social system, the effects of unmanned modules extend to cities or entire countries. Physically, they are manifested in the form of bright aureoles observed in the upper atmosphere and often accepted for the glow of man-made satellites of the Earth. Moreover, the radiation of such objects is not associated with the reflection of sunlight, But with the ionization of the atmosphere, the module can be the size of a grain of sand, but the vibrations it propagates create there are energy vortices leading to the collision of air particles and their ionization. A similar phenomenon is similar to the lights of street Elmo observed high in the mountains or on the masts of ships during a thunderstorm. At the same time, protruding objects glow on which excess electric charge accumulates. In the case of activation of an unmanned module, a whole zone is ionized around it, capable of reaching a radius of several meters. As a rule, a particle of cosmic dust playing the role of a resonator experiences a strong overvoltage and soon it grows, and the halo created by it disappears. Then another particle of a similar origin and located in the Earth field can act as a source of vibrations. Therefore, observers can notice strange halo jumps when, after a short flight, they sharply move to another area of the night sky. It is also worth mentioning other types of alien modules called orbs. Orbs usually have an intangible basis and are structures that affect the aura of individuals. In addition, in these photos max appear some species of alien creatures, having a relatively small size. In this case, orb is a single portal through which operates an alien creature who wants to influence the actions of a man. This creature itself is in parallel space, but brings its radiation closer to the spectrum that reinforces the physical perception of people. Such border radiation is invisible to most people, but is recorded by the camera matrix. The reason is that the wavelength range to which the photocell reacts, wider than the spectrum of light radiation visible to humans. Another type of unmanned module of an alien origin is ball lightning. Such objects consisting of plasma are created in the course of a powerful electron-trick discharge, which is lightning. Lightning strikes from the clouds into the Earth, are carriers of alien frequencies emanating from a particular civilization. These vibrations can be fixed in the object into which lightning strikes. If lightning strikes a stone, it rebuilds its structure in such a way that it becomes a guardian of frequencies transmitted to it. A tree trunk, a lamppost, or even a person body can become such a carrier. A person who has survived a lightning strike, having come to himself, can significantly change his behavior since the structures emitting vibrations uncharacteristic for him earlier will be sewn into his energy body. If lightning carrying an energy signal does not find a suitable physical medium, then it is formed in the form of ball lightning. In this form, the discharge continues to search for an object to which it can transmit its momentum. The emotional waves that fill the ball lightning make up its energy field, the parameters of which can be regulated by an alien civilization that created a breakdown in the atmosphere. Such a connection between ball lightning and it can be controlled by its creators. However, the plasma ball is unstable and there is a short time. The alien creatures that created it do not always have time to adapt to the existing situation and therefore often act destructively, transmitting their momentum to the first object encountered on the way near the ball lightning. Thus, today we examine the types of portals used by alien civilizations to contact the Earth. These portals can be divided into fixed and migrating. Fixed e-portals are tied to a specific point. For example, one of them can be located on the top of a mountain peak or rotate around it. They can also operate within a certain area, for example, a city or island. Fixed portals are created with the support of the Earth system and it needs to balance certain processes. Migrating portals are usually a means of conducting experiments and are used to adapt a certain group to the vibrations of the Earth's field. Also, portals can be classified according to their SMRU. Large disturbances in the field are created by spaceships or wide passages required for the passage of an entire group of aliens to Earth. Also, large luminous objects can be modules that influence a significant area of the Earth's surface from the upper atmosphere. Such portals can measure from 1 to several tens of meters and exist for a long time, from several hours to several years. Medium-sized portals are up to 1 meter in size. They are usually modules affecting locally any social or natural process. Such portals are manifested in the form of short pulses that produced a single shift in the field of the planet. The charge transmitted by these portals is usually moderate, so it does not cause a strong glow and is invisible in the daytime. Such portals are used to connect to a person during sleep, which sometimes feels like a sharp push that makes you wake up. The borderline state between sleeping and waking allows a person is consciously in contact with alien creatures. Such contact is usually perceived as a separate dream, characterized by particularly vivid and real impressions. In this case, the person falls into the alienic world, which is a spaceship or that zone of the planet in which a group of aliens is located. A separate space can be held by the collective efforts of a group of creatures. In this case, a person can find himself surrounded by representatives of this group, holding the borders of his parallel world. Such an interaction resembles the capture of a frightening person, which makes contact in low vibrations and leads to negative results. Such a negative experience forces many aliens act secretly, and communicating with a person in a dream, they prefer to transmit their messages in the form of colorful dreams. The astral space, which becomes a vehicle of information, is also used to build chips into a person's aura, further influencing his individual actions. Such resonators can consider the smallest of the portals used by alien life to contact people. If the chips have a material basis, then they are nanoparticles attached to human skin. Intangible structure. The readers have a similar size and can migrate within the aura. The glow that is created by the chips in diameter can range from a few millimeters to 2 centimeters. The smallest resonators also include orbs that differed from the chips in their arrangement. The chips are within auras, usually extending beyond the physical body by no more than half a meter. Orbs can accompany a person for a long time, but are located at a distance of more than 1 meter from him. The illumination of portals of alien origin is associated with a large the amount of energy required to maintain these passages. Cost are needed to overcome the Earth's field resistance, which impedes the creation of portals, since they transmit frequencies that are not characteristic of the Earth, causing dissonance. However, the system uses dissonance as necessary disturbances that provide shifts in its processes. Collaboration with aliens is a key tool for her to launch new processes. At the moment, the entire Earth system acts as an alien being, contrary to the energetic field of the planet. The basis for the system is the information field of the Earth, which, several million years ago, experienced a significant restructuring with the support of extraterrestrial civilizations. At that moment, the planet felt the need for contact with extraterrestrial life, since its processes experienced a significant malfunction, and further balancing required substantial support from space. So began the formation of the modern Earth system, the main role of which is to stabilize the situation. However, having experienced many and intensive influences from outer space, the system has long lost the correct guidelines, once providing the best direction for the development of Earthlings. Now comes a new key period during which the system can be rebuilt and become not only a means of balancing, but also a worthy pillar in the development of the entire earthly civilization. At the moment, groups of aliens are the executors of the system, operating in an outdated format consisting in the creation of energy disturbances in the planet field. At the same time, the true impulses of aliens are to find natural contact with Earthlings, and first of all with people, as carriers of the primordial earthly energies. The basis for a safe contact with each extraterrestrial civilization can become an emotional state that brings a person closer to it. Such emotions can be created when we familiarize ourselves with our messages describing the features of different alien races. In the following messages we will try not only to convey important information, but also our warm attitude to each civilization through which you can feel its representatives and create the prerequisites for an emotional connection with them. Having established emotional contact with people, representatives of alien life can help change the nature of their actions in the Earth field. The processes will not be redirected by disturbances, but due to the manifestation of the unique frequencies of each civilization, which can complement the Earth waves and resonate with them. The true need of aliens to cooperate with Earthlings is the possibility manifestations of their innermost experiences, which for a number of reasons could not find a place in their own worlds. On Earth, this possibility is preserved due to the special richness of its energy vibrations. Most of the original many waves are blocked and located below the planet's surface, since the situation on the Earth's surface is artificial and does not contribute to their manifestation. Artificiality is created by the information field of a system that uses control tools uncharacteristic of the Earth. When creating a sensual connection between people and aliens, new ones will appear, means of regulating the situation, and the system will be able to abandon outdated management methods. People themselves can become the source of the initiative, and alien groups contributing to the implementation of their intent. Harmonious shifts in the field of the planet will provide the perspective outlined by us can be realized during the coming century, which is transitional for the Earth. In the coming years, qualitative emotional connections between people and aliens will begin to be created, supporting the possibility of a successful restructuring of the Earth system. Our messages can be considered a textbook containing the best settings to ensure harmonious human contact with different representatives of extraterrestrial life. Sincerely, members of the Galactic Council.